Mercy Specialty Hospital in Southeast Kansas is an innovative healing environment for surgery, specialty care, physical therapy, imaging, and wellness programs. With all private rooms and spa-like surroundings, they offer a patient-centered experience like no other. Next door is Mercy Clinic Orthopedics that focuses on eliminating the discomfort caused by injuries and disorders of the bones, spine, and joints. You'll be treated at their full-service facility with state-of-the-art equipment. Both are centrally located in Galena, Kansas, near downtown Joplin to serve the four-states area. Learn more at mercy.net.
Roto-Rooter is proud to serve Southeast Kansas, offering sewer and drain cleaning, as well as septic and grease trap pumping 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. From toilet clogs to video inspections, sewer line repairs to complete replacements. To make an appointment, call 620-231-5630. That's 620-231-5630. Roto-Rooter, proud to support area high schools and student athletes. See the rad in names and numbers. Call's service is outstanding in their field, especially for those that are stuck, outstanding in their field. Call's carries a wide selection of farm, industrial, and heavy-duty tires, all from the best brands in the business. And they've got farm service trucks ready to go. Plus, Call's continues to be the place folks go for car and truck tires, repairs, oil changes, and so much more. If you're in the market for new tires in Southeast Kansas, make the right call to Call's Service, 620-724-4121. See more at callservicellc.com.
Welcome into the Mercy Pregame Show. My name's Cooper Grant. I'll be doing tonight's match commentary, and my partner Cole Grant will be on the camera tonight. Tonight we have a sub-state quarterfinal here live from Galena High School, where the 8-seed Baxter Springs Lions come in to take on the 1-seed Bulldogs. Lions come into this game 7-13, not the finish to the season that they wanted. They started the season 5-1, looking to be like they were going to play at the top of the CNC League, but they fell out towards the bottom of the season. But the Galena Bulldogs held strong all season, 20-0 coming into this game. They look to keep that going tonight with a lot of momentum on their side. Last game was about 7 days ago, so well rested for a long week ahead of them. Could have 3 games. Starts here tonight. This will be the only game from Galena. The winner in this game will take on Girard or Riverton. We'll take a look at the 2 brackets later between the boys and the girls, so we're going to talk a little bit more about this. These two teams have already met twice, and Galena, the first matchup, they won that game 64-51. 51 points was the most points they've allowed to a team all season, and that was one loss that Baxter had in their first 6 games was to Galena. And then in the second matchup, it was all Galena, 66-34. That game was at Galena High School, so Galena looks to pick up their 3rd win over this Baxter Springs Lions team this season, a very young Baxter Springs Lions team. Looking at the roster, they actually don't have a senior on this team. They have only sophomores and juniors, so Galena will have the edge when it comes to upperclassmen. As we know, Galena has 6 seniors on this team, 5 of them who have been here playing on the varsity level for 4 years now. Tyler Little has started every game since being a Bulldog here on this basketball team. They're 79-8 for this group of seniors. They've really revamped this program here in Galena, and they look to start their journey to get to the state tournament for the 4th time in a row tonight. That all starts tonight, and they have a chance to move on to the semifinal, which would take place on Friday. I'm going to flip over to the boys bracket. So we know we have Galena and Baxter here. Riverton will take on Girard at Girard. Caney Valley will travel to Columbus to take on the Titans, and then Frontenac will travel to Cherryvale. All these games tipping off in a matter of moments. We'll keep you posted with some scores as we get them around the halftime break. But on the girls' side of the bracket, the Lady Bulldogs picking up a huge victory last night against Columbus. They jumped out in front early, and Columbus tried to fight back, but the Bulldogs had an answer every time. They let the game get down to within 3 or 4 points, and then some big shots the Bulldogs knocked down when they needed to, and they were able to take care of business in Columbus last night. It was a very good game. They'll take on Cherryvale, which Cherryvale was all over Baxter Springs 81-17 last night. And then Frontenac and Girard both advancing. Girard and Riverton game, was a really close game. I tuned into that one for a little bit, and it came down to the final seconds. Riverton actually had a chance to tie the game. They had the ball with 10 seconds left. They just couldn't knock down a 3 and send it to overtime. So some really good games that went on last night. I'm sure we'll have some close games here tonight as well. So we'll continue the Mercy pregame show in 2 minutes after this commercial here on Galena Sports Live.
Do you have a construction project that just needs that custom touch? Are you looking for a contractor who can get it all done, roof to floors and everywhere in between? Then call Dustin Sneed at DS Construction. With more than 20 years of industry experience, DS Construction specializes in new construction, roofing, renovations, and more. There's no job too big or small. For a free estimate, call DS Construction at 620-724-0209. That's 620-724-0209.
The difference between gambling and having a gambling problem is worth knowing. Learn about the warning signs that you or someone you care about could be at risk. If you struggle with a gambling problem, or if you are impacted by a loved one struggling with a gambling problem, please get help. You can get confidential, no out-of-pocket cost assistance by calling the Kansas Problem Gambling Helpline at 1-800-522-4700 or at ksgamblinghelp.com. Know your limits. This message is brought to you by the Southeast Kansas Problem Gambling Task Force.
Family owned and operated, GN Bank has been providing customers with the highest quality of financial services in a friendly and personal way for over 100 years. Whether you have personal, business, or agricultural needs, GN Bank is big enough to handle all of your banking needs, yet small enough to provide you with that personal touch you've grown to expect from a community bank. GN Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC. Learn more at gn-bank.com.
The farmer's friend in the field is Crop Care. With their industry-leading crop scouting, Crop Care can catch diseases, bugs, and other yield-robbing issues before they affect your bottom line. Crop Care also offers grid soil sampling and plant sampling with lab-tested results, giving you an unmatched advantage. With coverage across the entire region, Crop Care has insight that can help you avoid problems before they start. Give Kurt or Josh Harris a call at 620-687-4795. Crop Care, the name says it all.
Welcome back to the pregame show presented to you by Mercy Specialty Hospital, Southeast Kansas, and Mercy Clinic Orthopedics, providing an innovative healing environment for the 4 states. See all their state-of-the-art services at mercy.net. So we inch closer towards tip-off. Going to get to Galena's last game where they were able to finish the season off well with the victory over Southeast 61-46, a game that was very close in the first quarter. Galena had a 12-point lead at halftime, and they never really gave it back. Southeast played a really good game, though. They had a good game plan. Galena, only 6 turnovers, took care of the ball really well, and the way they were able to break Southeast press was able to really get them some easy buckets on the other end. They got the ball in, sprinted down the court, and they were able to get numbers on the other end and score really easy. But for Galena, Southeast made it hard on them in the interior all night long. We didn't see Tyler Little able to do much. He was only able to get 8 points in that game, but some big perimeter shooting from guys like Maverick Harmon. Jack Perry had a really good bounce-back game as he's been struggling here towards the end of the season, but was a good way to end the regular season to give him some confidence coming into Sub-State. It's good to have him with his momentum back, and he's still the second leading scorer on this team, averaging about 10.5 per game. Tyler Little's the leading scorer at 19.5. Malachi Wesley and Maverick Harmon each with 8.5. So those are your top 4 leading scorers on the season for the Bulldogs. But Tyler Little, I kind of talked about how he was shut down on the offensive end, but he showed up on the defensive end, had some really big blocks, and also was all over the defensive boards. Him and Ty Hall did a really good job limiting those second chance opportunities. And with Galena's height, there's really no reason they shouldn't get out rebounded. So going as the season goes on, it's crucial that Galena continues to rebound on the defensive end, and then the offensive end, if they can salvage up some second chance points, then that makes it even better for the Bulldogs. So last time out against Baxter Springs, or the first time, I guess, Tyler Little had 26. In the second matchup, he had 21. And then Jack Perry in the first matchup with 19, 10 points in the second matchup. Malachi Wesley with 3 points in the first matchup, bounced back with 14 in the second. And then Maverick Harmon with 5 points in the first and 8 in the second matchup. So Tyler Little's had some really big games against this guy, so you got to bet they're going to be game planning on how they're going to stop Tyler Little tonight. He's certainly very hard to slow down. He dominating presence on the inside, and he can bring the ball up. But that's not the only guy Galena has. Their height and their versatility is really something special at 3A. And they get postseason play started here in about 42 seconds. So I believe we're going to do the national anthem soon. Yeah, so we're going to put our mic down as we do the national anthem here, and we'll get back with keys to the game and starting lineups. So we continue the Mercy pregame show here. It's some keys to the game for the Bulldogs, really control the pace of the game. We saw them do that the second matchup, where ever since tip-off they jumped out to a big lead and did not give it back. In the first matchup, it kind of went back and forth in the first half. The Bulldogs were able to pull away. So for the Bulldogs, set the tone and control the pace of the game, and that'd be a good start for them. Also, Galena, when they work the ball around the perimeter really well, they have so many different threats that can shoot the ball or drive or score inside. When they work it around, it's going to create gaps in this Baxter Springs defense. So if they can work the ball around, they'll get some open shots on the perimeter and also inside. So now the starting lineups for tonight's game, starting off with the visitor Baxter Springs Lions, sophomore number 4, Jacob Grant. Junior number 10, Weston Schaefer. Junior number 15, Javen Alexander. Sophomore number 25, Peyton Gaines. Junior number 32, Logan Guess. And for your Bulldogs, senior number 2, Malachi Wesley. Senior number 3, Maverick Harmon. Senior number 11, Hadley Price. Senior number 24, Ty Hall. And senior number 50, Tyler Little. So the starting lineups for both teams. Jack Perry will be the first man off the bench for the Bulldogs. Was the leading scorer last matchup. and has had some big games against these Lions. So the Bulldogs starting with all senior lineup. Tyler Little will tip off for the Bulldogs. Jacob Grant to tip off for the Lions. As we get sub-state quarterfinal match underway, Lions control the tip-off. Peyton Gaines will handle the ball at the top. Galena comes out playing a man defense, something we don't see much from them. Now at the top, Gaines with it again. 4 guys out on the perimeter for the Lions. Still looking to set something up. Schaefer trying to drive on Little, cut off. Now back to the top of the key, Gaines with the ball. First 45 seconds, not much going on. Schaefer at the top of the key. Lions being patient, looking for a gap in the Bulldogs defense. Nothing so far. Alexander with it, guarded closely by Wesley. Slow start to this one. Now a drive by Schaefer, step back, and a kick it back to the top to Alexander. Schaefer with it. Comes to a jump stop. Now it's Gaines with the ball at the top.
These slow possessions are something we've seen more recently with teams against Galena. Just taking it slow and passing around, trying to find openings. But Galena being such a hard team to play against.
And now the ball thrown away. After 2 minutes of the first possession, it's thrown out of bounds by the Lions. And the Bulldogs will get their first offensive possession. Yeah, Baxter Springs trying to throw Galena out of their rhythm. Galena's a team that likes to play fast, so an interesting approach by the Lions. High Hall with it down low. He's going to be fouled. They're going to call it on the ground. Foul goes against Jacob Grant. Harmon inbounds to Ty Hall at the elbow. Now Harmon jump stop, shot good. Right inside the elbow, and the Bulldogs get on the board first. Alexander with it. It's Wesley guarding him. Gaines driving to the hoop, and he's going to be pushed. Foul go against Hadley Price. Be his first. Both teams with 1 team foul now. Inbound goes to Schaefer at the top of the key. Ball nearly poked away. Now Gaines gets it down low. Shot blocked by Price and thrown into the hands of Malachi Wesley. Second Lions turnover of the game. Down low to Little, makes a pass, and somebody stole it away, but the Bulldogs get it back. Ty Hall with a nifty play. Now Price, an open 3, and gets it to go. And the Bulldogs now a 5-0 lead. Back-to-back turnovers. Galena turned it over and then got it back. And they get 3 points out of that possession. Schaefer's shot was blocked by Harmon as he touched it last. It'll stay at this end of the floor. Gaines to inbound, and his pass is stolen by Little. Already the third line turnover of the game. Wesley with it on the wing. High pass, but Ty Hall controls it. Jack Perry at the scores table, set to check in. Price a pump fake and a drive inside. His shot on the way, no good. And a rebound by Schaefer. He takes it the other way. Get it into Alexander. His layup rolls around but doesn't go down. Tyler Little rips the rebound down and will bring it up the court for the Bulldogs. In this matchup, Galena, huge height advantage. Wouldn't surprise me to see him try and go inside. Wesley loses his dribble. Tyler Little pops out at the top of the key, now looking to drive, and they're going to call a travel on Little. Jack Perry will check in the game for Malachi Wesley. Perry, only a sophomore, still 2 years to play, is going to be a really good player for Coach Matt Meyer here in Galena. Goes to the corner to now down low, and Ty Hall there to read that pass and steal it away. Little spin move inside. Gets it back out to the perimeter. Price's three on the way, short, and it goes off of, that was Logan Guess's foot. So a timeout taken on the floor by Baxter Springs. 30-second timeout. We'll take it with them. Bulldogs lead by 5 with 2:53 to play in the first quarter.
Call's service is outstanding in their field, especially for those that are stuck, well, outstanding in their field. Call's carries a wide selection of farm, industrial, and heavy-duty tires, all from the best brands in the business. And they've got farm service trucks ready to go. Plus, Call's continues to be the place folks go for car and truck tires, repairs, oil changes, and so much more. If you're in the market for new tires in Southeast Kansas, make the right call to Call's Service, 620-724-4121. See more at callservicellc.com.
All Bulldogs early. First time out of the half taken by Baxter Springs. Down low to Little as he goes to work. He's going to be fouled. He'll go to the line and shoot two, the first free throws of the game. Little bounced it 2 times and puts the free throw through. And that pair of free throws gives Bulldogs a 7-point lead. A little pressure, ball lost, and it looks like it went, they're going to say, off of Hadley Price's foot. It will stay with the Lions. Alexander with it now. Schaefer will have it. Schaefer had a good game last time these two teams matched up. Just didn't have much help around him. Schaefer driving, and a push foul is going to be called. It's going to go against Tyler Little, his first personal. That'll be team foul number 2 on the Bulldogs. Malachi Wesley's going to check in. Wesley will check in for Ty Hall. Trying out the score. Looks a little bit like a football score. But the Bulldogs playing really good defense opening 6 minutes of this game. Foul's going to be called on Malachi Wesley as he got too much of Jacob Grant's arm. So Grant with a chance to get the first points for the Lions. Grant gets the first one to go. One or two that time. A long rebound. Wesley gets it, and a foul committed by Alexander. Third team foul on Baxter Springs. Perry with it in the corner. Now top of the key. Wesley, three, good. And that gives the Bulldogs a 9-point advantage, their largest of the game. Passing it around the arc. Baxter Springs now unable to bring it in with Schaefer, and another turnover by the Lions. Tyler Little spins. Nearly lost it out of bounds. But back to the top. Wesley, another three, good. Now 2 threes for Wesley. Somebody that we don't see shoot threes much, but tonight, 2 of 2, good start from the three-point line for him. Ty Hall check into the game for Maverick Harmon. And we're going to have another timeout taken on the floor. Full timeout called by Baxter Springs. Bulldogs lead by 12 with 1 minute to play in the first quarter. We'll be back after this quick message.
Mercy Specialty Hospital in Southeast Kansas is an innovative healing environment for surgery, specialty care, physical therapy, imaging, and wellness programs. With all private rooms and spa-like surroundings, they offer a patient-centered experience like no other. Next door is Mercy Clinic Orthopedics that focuses on eliminating the discomfort caused by injuries and disorders of the bones, spine, and joints. You'll be treated at their full-service facility with state-of-the-art equipment. Both are centrally located in Galena, Kansas, near downtown Joplin to serve the 4 states area. Learn more at mercy.net.
Roto-Rooter is proud to serve Southeast Kansas, offering sewer and drain cleaning, as well as septic and grease trap pumping 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. From toilet clogs to video inspections, sewer line repairs to complete replacements. To make an appointment, call 620-231-5630. That's 620-231-5630. Roto-Rooter, proud to support area high schools and student athletes.
So welcome back to Galena Sports Live. Bulldogs getting off to a great start. Now under a minute to play in the first quarter of action. Little goes to work inside and tried to get it down low to Wesley, had it stolen away. Gaines with the ball, guarded by Perry. Now back out to the corner. Gaines, three, no good. And Little brings it down with 30 seconds remaining in the quarter. Perry gets it. Now dish to Little as Little tries to spin move and he's fouled. Going to call this on the floor. It'll be the 14th foul on the Lions. Second personal foul on Javen Alexander. Price comes off of Little screen, pulls up from the free throw line and buries it. And that gives Price 5 points to start this game. The Bulldogs off to a great start. Coming up after this break, we'll have second quarter action. Bulldogs lead it by 14.
The farmer's friend in the field is Crop Care. With their industry-leading crop scouting, Crop Care can catch diseases, bugs, and other yield-robbing issues before they affect your bottom line. Crop Care also offers grid soil sampling and plant sampling with lab-tested results, giving you an unmatched advantage. With coverage across the entire region, Crop Care has insight that can help you avoid problems before they start. Give Kurt or Josh Harris a call at 620-687-4795. Crop Care, the name says it all.
Family owned and operated, GN Bank has been providing customers with the highest quality of financial services in a friendly and personal way for over 100 years. Whether you have personal, business, or agricultural needs, GN Bank is big enough to handle all of your banking needs, yet small enough to provide you with that personal touch you've grown to expect from a community bank. GN Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC. Learn more at gn-bank.com.
Welcome back to second quarter action. Bulldogs with 4 different scores in the first quarter as they were relentless on defense, causing 6 turnovers by the Lions. Bulldogs hit the ball first. Harmon with the ball at the top, guarded by Schaefer. Harmon pump fake. Thought about it now. Won't do it. Bulldogs had a couple good looks there. Decided to set up another play. They've done a really good job of running the offense, passing the ball around, just finding the open man. Little makes his move to the hoop. Bounce pass to Wesley. His shot too strong. And Little gets the ball back, feeds it to Wesley inside, left hand off the glass and good. Yes, Wesley now with a game high 8 points. Schaefer with it in the corner. Gaines cutting to the hoop, a nice cut, and he banks it in. Makes it 17-3. Tough fadeaway shot. Bulldogs quickly down to the other end. Tyler Little, 3, good. And everybody's shooting well tonight for the Bulldogs. It's the 3rd different player to make a 3 tonight for the Bulldogs. Gaines with it. Back it up. Now the Lions on it. Haven't been able to find much. Driving inside, shot on the way, and no good for Grant. Wesley, 3 off the left side of the rim, no good. It's one of the very few shots he's missed tonight. Now the Lions, and a reach-in foul is going to be called. Ty Hall and Jack Perry were in the vicinity. We'll wait to see who they call it against. They're going to call it on Malachi Wesley from reached in from behind, his 2nd personal and team foul number 4 of the half. Gaines from the corner, his 3, no good. And Jack Perry with the rebound. Now Perry has it on the wing. Thatcher Botkin newly checked into the game for Tyler Little. They'll give him a breather. And this goes out of bounds. Ball go back to the Baxter Springs Lions. Gaines will bring it up for the Lions. Saw him have a pretty good game the first matchup. was a streaky shooter. He knocked down like his first 4 or 5 threes. And then went cold in the second half, luckily. At the free throw line, Schaefer turn around, and Ty Hall might have got a piece of that for a block. Price pull up from the short corner, gets it to go. And the Bulldogs lead 19, the largest of the game, as they continue to extend it. Inside, and that was Schaefer going up as he got fouled on the arm. That was going to go against Hadley Price, his second personal. Team foul number 5 on Galena. Tyler Little checking back in the game for Hadley Price. So he'll take a seat with 2 fouls. Him and Wesley both on the bench with 2. First free throw, or both free throws, good for Weston Schaefer. Baxter Springs had to struggle all half to find some points on offense. Little cross-court pass over to Harmon in the corner. Ty Hall set a screen. Now Harmon will take the 3 off the front of the rim, and a foul is going to be called on Ty Hall.
Third foul, Ty Hall. First personal foul. 16 foul.
Malachi Wesley will check in the game for Thatcher Bakken.
What?
Alexander with it now gets it over to Gaines. Gaines driving in, passes it down low. Multiple Bulldog defenders there, and a foul is going to be called on the shot. That'll send Logan Guest to the line. Foul goes on Tyler Little, his second personal. And that's team foul number 7 on the Bulldogs. Jess able to get both that time. Baxter Springs now with 5 free throws. They had a lone field goal that came from Peyton Gaines. This pass is just stolen away from Perry. Gaines at the other end, lays it in.
Still on the basket.
And cuts the Bulldog lead down to 13. That was a Bulldog turnover of the half. Perry brings it up for the Bulldogs. Now Little driving in. Baxter Springs helping. Anytime Little's trying to drive in the paint, Wesley gets to the rim but can't finish. Baxter Springs a little bit of momentum now. Now Galena in a zone that we've seen a lot this season from him. Gaines, his shot no good, and Little with the rebound as we inch towards halftime. 2.5 to go. Wesley driving in. Tough finish, gets it to go as he's had himself a good first half. And for the Lions, they haven't made a substitution yet in this game. Schaefer with it at the top of the key. Galena playing man defense again. Drive in the lanes by Gaines. In the lane by Gaines and gets it to go over Ty Hall. Good job by Ty Hall staying straight up there, not picking up his second foul. Down low to Hall. He turns around. His shot too strong off the side of the rim. Alexander rebounds for the Lions. This pass poked away. Little takes it. Little and Wesley on the break. Little lays it in with his right hand. And we're going to have a timeout called by Coach Matt Meyer. So 30-second timeout taken. We'll be back. Bulldogs lead by 15 with 1:06 in the first half.
Call's service is outstanding in their field, especially.
Coach Meyer calls his first timeout of the half. So we have 1 minute to go until halftime. Bulldogs in complete control. Baxter Springs picked up their momentum a little bit in the last 4 minutes of play. But Galena still able to keep a double-digit lead in this. First substitution made by the Lions. That's Gage Maggard checking in for the Lions. Have another one set to check in at the scores table. Haynes works it down to Guess. Now out to the corner. 3 on the way for Alexander. High arcing rebound. And Price pulls it down for Galena. Botkin back on the floor. Malachi Wesley and Tyler Little, both with 2 fouls, will take a seat. Coach Meyer doesn't want him to pick up the third foul with very little time to play here in the second quarter. Armin's going to be fouled. It's going to be called against Jacob Grant. That'll be a team foul number 5 on Baxter Springs. Second foul on Jacob Grant. Briar Simpson checking in the game for Gage Maggard. Now under 10 seconds to play. Hadley Price, we saw him beat the buzzer at the first half over the corner, and Botkin loses it out of bounds. Now checking in the game for the Bulldogs, Lincoln Kimberly. Check in for Hadley Price. One second remains. 3/4 court heave and nearly goes in, but no good. Bulldogs lead by 15 at the break. We'll recap it all on the Mercy Halftime Show. All that coming up after this quick message.
The farmer's friend in the field is Crop Care. With their industry-leading crop scouting, Crop Care can catch diseases, bugs, and other yield-robbing issues before they affect your bottom line. Crop Care also offers grid soil sampling and plant sampling with lab-tested results, giving you an unmatched advantage. With coverage across the entire region, Crop Care has insight that can help you avoid problems before they start. Give Kurt or Josh Harris a call at 620-687-4795. Crop Care, the name says it all.
Family owned and operated, GN Bank has been providing customers with the highest quality of financial services in a friendly and personal way for over 100 years. Whether you have personal, business, or agricultural needs, GN Bank is big enough to handle all of your banking needs, yet small enough to provide you with that personal touch you've grown to expect from a community bank. GN Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC. Learn more at gn-bank.com.
The difference between gambling and having a gambling problem is worth knowing. Learn about the warning signs that you or someone you care about could be at risk. If you struggle with a gambling problem, or if you are impacted by a loved one struggling with a gambling problem, please get help. You can get confidential, no out-of-pocket cost assistance by calling the Kansas Problem Gambling Helpline at 1-800-522-4700 or at ksgamblinghelp.com. Know your limits. This message is brought to you by the Southeast Kansas Problem Gambling Task Force.
Do you have a construction project that just needs that custom touch? Are you looking for a contractor who can get it all done, roof to floors and everywhere in between? Then call Dustin Sneed at DS Construction. With more than 20 years of industry experience, DS Construction specializes in new construction, roofing, renovations, and more. There's no job too big or small. For a free estimate, call DS Construction at 620-724-0209. That's 620-724-0209. Mercy Specialty Hospital in Southeast Kansas is an innovative healing environment for surgery, specialty care, physical therapy, imaging, and wellness programs. With all private rooms and spa-like surroundings, they offer a patient-centered experience like no other. Next door is Mercy Clinic Orthopedics that focuses on eliminating the discomfort caused by injuries and disorders of the bones, spine, and joints. You'll be treated at their full-service facility with state-of-the-art equipment. Both are centrally located in Galena, Kansas, near downtown Joplin to serve the States area. Learn more at mercy.net.
Welcome into the halftime show presented to you by Mercy Specialty Hospital, Southeast Kansas, and Mercy Clinic Orthopedics, providing an innovative healing environment for the 4 states. See all their state-of-the-art services at mercy.net. So, your stats for the half. At half, Malachi Wesley leading the way with 10 points. Hadley Price and Tyler Little each with 7 of their own. And Maverick Harmon had the first bucket of the game and is only of the first half. And the Bulldogs with a 26-11 lead at the break. A really good first quarter as they were up 15-1 at the end of the first quarter. They did a good job coming out and setting the tone. After that first possession, it was kind of interesting. Baxter Springs won the tip-off, and they held the ball for like 2 minutes, kind of passed it around the top of the key, didn't have anything going, and then you could hear murmuring going on in the crowd, and it was kind of an interesting start for Baxter Springs. They were trying to throw Galena's flow off, and then after that, it was off and running. Galena scored their first possession, and then Baxter Springs quickly came down and shot, and the Bulldogs got off to a great start. Their first 11 points were unanswered, and then finally a free throw was made. I believe it was Schaefer that was able to knock down and get them on the board. And then in the second quarter, they were able to bounce back as Galena only outscored them by 1. So they were able to get to the free throw line. At one point, they had 7 points, and they only had 1 basket, 5 points from the line. And then they were able to come down and start knocking some shots down, but it was a really good job on defense by the Bulldogs. I said it in the pregame, the most points allowed was to this Baxter Springs team, and it was 51 points, which they only have 11 at half. Galena has improved a lot since that game even, and that sounds crazy to say, but they've grown as a team, and they found out different things about what works for them in certain situations, and they found a better defensive lineup.
Yeah, you've definitely seen a lot of improvement on the defensive and offensive side of Galena, especially with like individual players. Ty Hall on defense has improved massively from the first few games and throughout the season. If you refer just to Baxter alone, the first time we played them, it was 64-51. They scored the most that anybody has scored on us all season, like you said. But then the second time we played them, it was 66-34. We scored about the same amount of points, but we only allowed 34 points. Now coming into this, we've held him till 11 till half. In the first quarter alone, held him to, 3 points or
1
point. Yeah.
That second matchup feels a lot like this one. The first half, it was all Galena. They came out in the first quarter and they were scoring rapidly, and Baxter Springs had no answers on offense, and it feels a lot like this game, really. But Baxter Springs has picked it up. They're not going away anytime soon. You got to remember this is the playoffs, and anything can happen. So Galena in great position right now to advance, but they got to come out and finish these last 16 minutes off strong to advance to Friday night at Girard.
And you also think that they probably game prep with Galena being usually playing the 2-3 defense. Coming out into man was definitely something they probably weren't expecting.
Yeah.
They probably didn't game prep for. So them going to the locker room and coming back out, Galena needs to come prepared on defense and ready to stop whatever, especially with, it's still a 26-11 lead, but Baxter still is in the running, and they came out that second quarter. They scored a triple, quadruple, I don't even know how many, 11 more times points the second quarter than they did the first. So they're showing improvement. That's something you don't want being the,
That is interesting, the thing you said about them coming out in man, because they probably did game prep for Galena to play a 2-3 zone, and we saw them switch back and forth between man and zone a lot that half. Probably something we're going to see a lot more in postseason play, especially in sub-state, as all these teams they'll play they faced 2 times, and it would be their 3rd time possibly, except for maybe Cherryvale. I'm not sure what's going on there, but so about 3 minutes, we'll continue the Mercy pregame or halftime show here in 1 minute on Galena Sports Live.
Do you have a construction project that just needs that custom touch? Are you looking for a contractor who can get it all done, roof to floors and everywhere in between? Then call Dustin Sneed at DS Construction. With more than 20 years of industry experience, DS Construction specializes in new construction, roofing, renovations, and more. There's no job too big or small. For a free estimate, call DS Construction at 620-724-0209. That's 620-724-0209.
Roto-Rooter is proud to serve Southeast Kansas, offering sewer and drain cleaning, as well as septic and grease trap pumping 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. From toilet clogs to video inspections, sewer line repairs to complete replacements. To make an appointment, call 620-231-5630. That's 620-231-5630. Roto-Rooter, proud to support area high schools and student athletes. See the rad in names and numbers.
Welcome back into the Mercy halftime show. Both teams back on the court. Baxter Springs, a team that's very young, so still has a lot of potential, but not a lot of depth in that lineup. We only saw for the first 14 minutes of the game, we saw them keep their starting 5 in until they finally brought in a sub, which was Gage Maggard and then Briar Simpson. Those two inter-swap there, but Baxter Springs, not a lot of depth, so it'll be interesting to see how they fare. And playing against height like Galena wears you down a lot. I'd look for Galena to try and get the ball inside a lot this half and really just run away with the game. They have a huge height advantage in this game, so looking for them to get the ball inside early and often. And Tyler Little only had 1 2-point field goal in the first half.
Some scores from the area. For the Girard versus Riverton game, we have 31-12. 31-12 Girard. And then for the Columbus versus Canny Valley game, we have 33-17 Columbus. So both those teams are kind of pulling away from the other, kind of looking like the score we have here. So that would be interesting going into the second game of the bracket. We'll be playing Girard if they end up winning this game, either Girard or Riverton. So that game's definitely an important one to watch out for, and we'll let you know when we know more.
Yep, so Baxter Springs will start with the ball in the third quarter. Both teams with their original starting 5 on the floor. Galena, 3 guys with 2 fouls. Malachi Wesley with 2, Hadley Price and Tyler Little, each with 2 fouls. Driving in is Schaefer. Look to get it to Guess, able to keep it inbounds. Now Gaines driving in, jump stop floater, no good. Gaines able to get the offensive rebound. Now this shot from the free throw line is good by Jacob Grant. Bulldogs lead it by 13. Ty Hall had some good positioning down low. Now he gets it. Hall step up and take the three. It's rolled around but couldn't get it to go down. Now nearly stolen. It'll be off Malachi Wesley. Wesley got to be careful there. Not a foul you want to commit, especially with 2 fouls 80 feet from your basket. In the lane, that's Schaefer. Tish set to guess. Gaines will have it at the top of the key. Gaines driving in the lane, and he's going to be fouled. This foul is going to go on Ty Hall, his second personal. Jack Perry now set to check in at the scores table. Gaines will shoot 2 here. Gaines gets the first one. Jack Perry will check in the game for Malachi Wesley.
Morgan.
Gaines perfect that time from the line. Baxter now a 4-0 run. See if Galena can answer here. Still scoreless in the third quarter. Perry gets it, driving in the lane. Now Tyler Little drives in, gets fouled, couldn't get it to go, but he'll go the line and shoot 2. Little's first one, no good. So Bulldogs didn't get to the line much in the first half, only 2 free throw attempts from the line. Little can't get the second to go, but Ty Hall gets the rebound and was fouled. So those were the third and fourth free throw attempts of the night for the Bulldogs. Good hustle play by Ty Hall. Keep the ball on this end of the floor. Harmon steps out, takes the 3, and drains it from the left wing. And Harmon put his first 3 of the game. Javen Alexander guarded by Price. Galena in a man defense, as they were most of the first half. It's Alexander driving. Gets it to Schaefer in the corner. Very nice closeout, and the shot rolls around but didn't go down. Cross court pass to Harmon from the right wing. 3, good. And 2 big threes by Maverick Harmon. Give the Bulldogs a 17-point lead as a full timeout's taken by head coach Anthony Roberts of the Lions. So we'll step away. Bulldogs lead it by 17 with 5:09 in the third quarter. Here from Galena High School on Galena Sports.
The farmer's friend in the field is Crop Care. With their industry-leading crop scouting, Crop Care can catch diseases, bugs, and other yield-robbing issues before they affect your bottom line. Crop Care also offers grid soil sampling and plant sampling with lab-tested results, giving you an unmatched advantage. With coverage across the entire region, Crop Care has insight that can help you avoid problems before they start. Give Kurt or Josh Harris a call at 620-687-4795. Crop Care, the name says it all.
So welcome back to Galena Sports Live. Still 5 minutes remain in the third quarter. Galena now with a 6-0 run over the Lions. Lions scored the first 4, but since that, Bulldogs have scored the last 6. Gaines driving in the lane will dish to Guess. Now we'll bring it back up top and set things up. Guess in the short corner, guarded by Ty Hall. Now Schaefer going to work on Harmon. Good defense there. Baxter Springs not finding much on offense so far as we're almost to the halfway point of the third quarter. Guess driving on Ty Hall. Well, Alexander gets it. It's pass inside, batted around a couple times and into the hands of Harmon. Another forced turnover by the Bulldogs. It's the 8th turnover of the game on the Lions. Ty Hall goes up, but couldn't finish. Quickly down to the other end is the Lions. I'm driving in the lane. Shot no good, but fouled on the shot was Jacob Grant, who will shoot 2. This foul goes on Hadley Price, his 3rd personal. And that's second team foul on the Bulldogs of the quarter. Malachi Wesley will check into the game for Hadley Price. And Jacob Grant gets both from the line that time. Jack Perry driving baseline. Had a couple defenders in the air. He'll kick to Little. History good. And Little knocks down his second 3 of the game. And the Bulldogs, all their points this quarter coming from the 3-point line. Gaines 3's no good. Perry will bring it up the floor for the Bulldogs. Nice dish inside by Little, and Perry lays it in off the glass. And the Bulldogs extend their lead out to 20 as they look to put away the Lions. Deep 3 taken by Schaefer off the front of the rim. Ty Hall controls it. Now Wesley bounce pass. Harmon's layup off the front of the rim and no good. 2 great looks on the other end of the floor by the Bulldogs. Kick to the corner. Harmon's 3 on the way. Couldn't get it to go. An offensive rebound. Now Hall puts it up. Lost it, putting it up, and gets the second chance opportunity to go. Hall has his first points of the game with that basket. And that basket gives the Bulldogs their largest lead of the game. Gaines has it in the corner. Briar Simpson newly checked into the game for Baxter Springs. Baxter Springs with 2 people at the scores table. And Hadley Price and Thatcher Botkin set to check in for Galena. And a foul is going to be called on Tyler Little. They call him on a reach-in foul. It's his 3rd personal. And team foul number 3 of the half. Maverick Harmon and Ty Hall take a seat for the Bulldogs as Thatcher Botkin and Hadley Price check in the game. Tyler Little and Hadley Price both playing with 3 fouls. Gage Maggard with the ball. Now Briar Simpson running floater, no good. And Wesley grabs the rebound for Galena. Jack Perry cross court to Price. Now a kick to the corner. Botkin open three on the way. Can't get it to go, and a long rebound out to Jack Perry. Drives in, turnaround shot, bounced around and goes down. And Perry had 0 points in the first half, now with 4 in the second half. Gaines at the other end finishing. Under a minute remains in the third quarter. That was Wesley driving in, trying to get it to Little, and it was tipped out of bounds by Logan Guess. Ball stay at this end of the floor. Price getting it inbound, and Little spins left hand and finger roll to finish for 2. Gaines driving in, and a foul is going to be called on the floor. Wait to see who the foul goes against. It'll be the 14th foul on Galena. It's going to go on Jack Perry, his first personal. Inbounds goes to Jacob Grant. Shot right away, no good. And Perry with it. Driving in, nice pass inside to Wesley, and he finishes and gets his first points of the second half now with team high 12 points. Or him and Tyler Little both with 12 now. Gage Maggard with the ball. Now Briar Simpson, and time runs out. And at the end of 3, Bulldogs in complete control. They lead at 45-19. Coming up after this quick message, we'll have the final quarter of play here from Galena High School. All that coming up next on Galena Sports Live.
Mercy Specialty Hospital in Southeast Kansas is an innovative healing environment for surgery, specialty care, physical therapy, imaging, and wellness programs. With all private rooms and spa-like surroundings, they offer a patient-centered experience like no other. Next door is Mercy Clinic Orthopedics that focuses on eliminating the discomfort caused by injuries and disorders of the bones, spine, and joints. You'll be treated at their full-service facility with state-of-the-art equipment. Both are centrally located in Galena, Kansas, near downtown Joplin to serve the 4 states area. Learn more at mercy.net.
Roto-Rooter is proud to serve Southeast Kansas, offering sewer and drain cleaning, as well as septic and grease trap pumping 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. From toilet clogs to video inspections, sewer line repairs to complete replacements. To make an appointment, call 620-231-5630. That's 620-231-5630. Roto-Rooter, proud to support area high schools and student athletes. See the rad in names and numbers.
Welcome into the final quarter of play. Bulldogs with a 26-point lead. Hadley Price back in the game to start the fourth quarter. Inside to Little, turnaround shot, rolls around and then goes down. Little now matching his first half stat line. Now it's 7 in the first half, 7 in the second. Schaefer going to work, loses it, and Jack Perry with a breakaway. Now, smartly just pulls it back up top. Little will take the 3 from the right wing and drains it. As Little's been knocking him down from 3. That's his 3rd made 3 of this game. We don't see him step out and take it too much, but he is capable. He's proven that tonight for sure. Gaines was driving in and gets fouled. Foul goes on Jack Perry, his 2nd personal. And team foul number 5 on Galena is called on the floor. Gaines driving on Harmon. Now Schaefer will take the three off the front of the rim. And going up with it, gets it to go is Jacob Grant, and the foul. Chance at a three-point play. Foul goes on Malachi Wesley. His third personal at team foul number 6 on Galena. And finishes the three-point play is Jacob Grant. Thatcher Bakken will check in the game for Maverick Harmon. Update around the area. Columbus up 55-28 on Caney Valley with 6 minutes to play. And Girard leads Riverton 41-29 with 30 seconds remaining in the third quarter. So that Riverton-Girard game could be a close one. You can catch that over on Girard Sports Live. It's looking like Galena will take on the winner of that one. Right now it would be Girard. 3 by Price, no good. And the ball go. They initially said it would be Baxter Springs and then change their call. It'll stay at this end with Galena. Ball screen set. Price steps inside 3-point line, can't knock it down. And Baxter Springs brings it up with under 5 to play. At the top of the key, Schaefer with it. Now Schaefer driving on Price. Goes up, shot off the front of the rim, no good. And Botkin comes away with it. Now Perry at the other end lays it in. Now trio of substitutes for Galena and a whole platoon of guys coming in for Baxter Springs. Botkin comes down with the rebound. And we're going to have a timeout called by Matt Meyer. So I think they're just going to check the guys in. And that's going to do it for Baxter Springs. They're going to send their starters off. Not a senior on that lineup, though, so all of them will return. But this will be the last game these seniors for Galena play on this court. Maverick, Harmon, Hadley Price, Malachi Wesley, Ty Hall, Tyler Little. And Dunaway comes in, the 6th senior on this team. Ty Hall still in the game. Quentin Cox finishes for Galena. Now we're going to have a foul called. Foul's going to go on Thatcher Bach in his first personal. So Galena, Jack LaTurner will check in, and Lincoln Kibberling, Jack Perry, and Ty Hall take a seat. It's Galena. Strong game today on defense. Will advance to Friday. I do not believe they've said the tip-off time for that game. So knocking the free throw down is Pryor Simpson. And Simpson gets both that time. Lincoln Kimberling will bring the ball up for Galena. So we're under 3 to play. Now Botkin a fade away from the corner, rolled around, couldn't get it to go. It's Pryor Simpson coming away with it. And Simpson finishes with the foul. Chance at a 3-point play. So Zane Adams checks in the game for Thatcher Botkin. And Briar Simpson finished off the 3-point play. 2 minutes remain in this sub-state quarterfinal. Now a steal at the other end off the glass, too strong. Simpson able to finish. Simpson now has had the last 7 points for Baxter. Dunaway catches it at the top of the key. Now Kimberling looking to drive in. Kick over to Zane Adams. His shot short. And a rebound by Baxter Springs the other way. Pass was stolen away. And the jump ball is going to be called.
And ball, position number 3.
Possession arrow points the way of the Lions. Clock is running. Simpson inbounds. Simpson driving in. Would have been good if it went. He was falling on the floor. Now Galena with it. Jack LaTurner has it on the right wing. Tried to get it into Cox, and the pass was tipped away. Zach Price with the steal. Briar Simpson in the lane gets fouled, and he'll shoot 2 free throws. This will be the final 2 shots of the game. Simpson no, they're going to stop the running clock, so Galena will get to inbound it one last time. Simpson 1 of 2 that time. Kimberling will bring it up, and they'll just dribble this one out. A 54-30 victory in the sub-state quarterfinal. They'll advance to Friday night to take on the winner of Riverton and Girard. We'll cover that score on the post-game show. So we'll step away for 2 minutes. When we come back, we'll have the Mercy post-game show. We'll recap this game. We'll talk about the girls' game yesterday and stats and analysis, all that coming up on the Mercy post-game show here on Galena Sports Live.
Mercy Specialty Hospital in Southeast Kansas is an innovative healing environment for surgery, specialty care, physical therapy, imaging, and wellness programs. With all private rooms and spa-like surroundings, they offer a patient-centered experience like no other. Next door is Mercy Clinic Orthopedics that focuses on eliminating the discomfort caused by injuries and disorders of the bones, spine, and joints. You'll be treated at their full-service facility with state-of-the-art equipment. Both are centrally located in Galena, Kansas, near downtown Joplin to serve the 4 states area. Learn more at mercy.net.
Roto-Rooter is proud to serve Southeast Kansas, offering sewer and drain cleaning, as well as septic and grease trap pumping 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. From toilet clogs to video inspections, sewer line repairs to complete replacements. To make an appointment, call 620-231-5630. That's 620-231-5630. Roto-Rooter, proud to support area high schools and student athletes. See the rad in names and numbers. Call's service is outstanding in their field, especially for those that are stuck, outstanding in their field. Call's carries a wide selection of farm, industrial, and heavy-duty tires, all from the best brands in the business. And they've got farm service trucks ready to go. Plus, Call's continues to be the place folks go for car and truck tires, repairs, oil changes, and so much more. If you're in the market for new tires in Southeast Kansas, make the right call to Call's Service, 620-724-4121. See more at callservicellc.com.
Welcome into the postgame show presented to you by Mercy Specialty Hospital, Southeast Kansas, and Mercy Clinic Orthopedics, providing an innovative healing environment for the 4 states. See all their state-of-the-art services at mercy.net. So a final here from Galena High School. The 1-seed Bulldogs knock off the 8-seed Baxter Springs Lions 54-30, and the Bulldogs improved to 21-0 on the season. They'll advance to play Girard. It looks like Girard currently up 53-36 with 4 minutes to play in that one. It'll take place at Girard High School, where the rest of this sub-state will also. Leading scorer on the night, Tyler Little with 17, Malachi Wesley with 12, Maverick Harmon with 8, Hadley Price with 7, Jack Perry with 6, Ty Hall and Quentin Cox each with 2 of their own. That rounds out the scoring for the Bulldogs. Not the greatest offensive game for Galena, but defensively they were really impressive. I mean, their starters, when they were in the game, I believe when all the starters left was about the 4.5-5 minute mark, and Baxter Springs only had 20 points. But their defense was relentless all night. They showed a lot of different looks between man-to-man and also zone, and both of them were effective all night long, as they had really good matchups with the height advantage, and all night long they took advantage of that, the height inside, creating second chance points. We saw Tyler Little and Ty Hall. They were monsters on the offensive and defensive glasses once again tonight, and I would expect them to continue that. Also, their three-point shooting was tremendous tonight. We saw Tyler Little. He knocked down 3 3-pointers. Who else was there?
Malachi Wesley.
Wesley had 2 3-pointers. 2 guys that we don't see knock down threes all that often, which they kind of get overlooked, even though they can shoot the 3-ball well, but they get overlooked from the other guys that can shoot the 3 a lot more, like Maverick Harmon, who had 2 threes tonight. Hadley Price had 1, and Jack Perry didn't have a 3, but we saw him handle the ball a lot, like almost like a point guard. So that was kind of a new look from Galena. But really, any guy can shoot the ball or dribble the ball up the court, and that's what makes this team hard to defend. And Baxter Springs had matchup problems all night, as they already to start the game didn't have much of a bench. We saw him play only 1 or 2 subs the whole game, and those guys didn't play but 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah, that really just comes down to most of them are just underclassmen, most of them are juniors and sophomores, so you don't really have much behind that other than just freshmen and then some other juniors and sophomores. But with no seniors, you just have less of a pool to pick from. But definitely going to be a great team in the coming years, with them being such a young team. And, it's always good to see that with no seniors, this wasn't their last game. They get to come out next year, and that's something. But one thing I want to hit on is the defense. Overall, Galena's just really good at defense. Coming down to them being all seniors, when you watch them play, most of the season they were at 2-3, and they did the recent switch to man. I mean, they still go back to the 2-3 if they need to, but I think the switch to man is mainly coming down to the 3-point shooting. That proved to be kind of an issue in earlier games. They had to switch up to man to try to guard that 3-point even better. And really, their chemistry, with it being all seniors and then playing for so many years together, their chemistry is just great, and they're really good at picking up each other's players. And when somebody's needed somewhere, they're really good at just getting there, not overcommitting, and just there's a lot of really great points to hit on with their defense. And then their offense alone today showed a lot of promise, with Malachi Wesley opening up with 2 threes, and then he missed one that he was just like, all right, I'm not going to be over greedy, which is something Galena's done really well all year. And but him making those 2 threes, he's been trying to find a spot on the 3-point line all season. He found it tonight, and that shows a lot of promise for the rest of the season. And Ty Little, him there at the 3-point line as well. It just shows that there's threats all around the team on the 3-point line, and definitely going to be worrisome for other teams in the distant or the close future.
Yeah, that's a scary side. If those guys are knocking down threes as this postseason goes on, it's going to be really hard for any team to beat them. So something good. That was one of the best things I saw for Galena tonight. But for Galena, their seniors, they have 6 seniors on this roster. Their last game being played on this court, hoping the next time they're in this gym, they can hang a state championship banner tonight. They made a great win, great statement as they've already made a statement to the rest of the CNC that they're for real this year, and they're going to continue that on Friday night against Girard. The third time those two teams will meet also. Should be a good one, as the two times we played Girard, it's been a really defensive game. So it'll be interesting to see if we see some of those looks we saw tonight, them switching between man and zone so often, because Galena in man it's going to be hard to have a matchup problem for them on their side of the ball. But on the other side, if they're playing man, it makes it a lot harder for other teams also. So Galena only with 6 turnovers in the game. Baxter Springs had 10 turnovers. Galena really, when they stole the ball, they got out in transition, playing with a lot of pace and creating some space too, able to finish those turnovers, turn them into points. Don't have a differential for that, but I'm sure it would favor Galena. So that's going to do it actually, let me look over the boys bracket here. So Galena will advance and play Girard. I'm guessing that game will be, so if they're basing it off of how the girls one is, I'm guessing the boys game will tip off at 6 o'clock in Girard on Friday, where they'll take on Girard. Columbus is going to win the game against Caney Valley. We do not have a score on Cherryville or Frontenac. Should be a interesting one, but Columbus, a tough team to beat. 2 of their 4 losses against this Galena team. And Galena a chance to go into Girard, the host site, and hopefully take care of business there. And then for the girls, the next time we'll be live will be Thursday. Tip-off at 6 p.m. We'll start pregame at 5:45, live from Girard, where they'll take on Cherryvale. Should be a good one there. Those two teams haven't matched up yet this season, but the 5-seed Bulldogs look to knock off the number 1 seed in the Girard Sub-State region. All that action will take place at 6 o'clock. So those are your Sub-State brackets. You guys you can find them on Keisha Sub-State basketball brackets. And the boys bracket should be updated within a matter of moments, as 3 of the 4 games that went final, possibly the Frontenac one, has also. So something to keep your eyes peeled for, but that'll do it for me and Cole here. Bulldogs come out victorious 54-30. They advance to the semifinal to take on the Girard Trojans. So thank you guys for tuning in.